Welcome back to my Keep Up channel. Princess of Wales puckers up for kiss with David Beckham as she and Prince William host star-studded Earthshot Prize in Boston. Royal donned $100 rented frock in keeping with green theme. The Princess of Wales puckered up for a kiss with her old friend David Beckham at husband Prince William's glitzy Earthshot Award in Boston Friday night. Kate, 40, looked thrilled to see the English football star, who made a surprise appearance at the environmental awareness event. William, who is a long-standing acquaintance of Beckham, thanks to his role as president of England's Football Association, also looked happy to see the sportsman. Beckham was given a police escort to the venue, to which he traveled in a hybrid vehicle, as did the other talent invited to attend the evening. He met up with the couple as the Princess of Wales brought the theme of her husband's eco-friendly Earthshot Prize to life in spectacularly stylish fashion this evening, when she arrived on the green carpet wearing a rented neon green off-the-shoulder gown. Kate, 40, certainly pulled out all the stops for the evening, which has been described as William's Super Bowl moment, taking a break from her normally reserved sense of style in order to steal the spotlight in the eye-popping number. In keeping with the theme of the evening, the princess chose to don a rented design from a brand called Solace London, which the royal got from online designer rental platform HURR, which charges between $91, £74, and $238, £194, to loan the gown. However, while Kate's borrowed garment was a far cry cheaper than the high-fashion pieces she normally sports, she added plenty of bling to her look in the form of a stunning diamond and emerald choker that once belonged to her late mother-in-law Princess Diana. The dazzling Art Deco choker, which is believed to be worth more than $15 million, was gifted to Diana by the Queen, who herself inherited it from her grandmother Queen Mary. Diana wore the choker on a number of occasions, even pairing it with a green off-the-shoulder gown, just like Kate, when she attended a glittering event in London back in 1993. However, the choker necklace is perhaps most famous for being worn by Diana on her head during her and then Prince Charles's tour of Australia in 1985. At the time, images emerged of the then Prince and Princess of Wales dancing at a gala in Melbourne, in which Diana could be seen wearing the pricey piece of jewelry around her forehead like a headband. It was later revealed that the fashion-forward moment happened purely by chance, after the princess got the necklace stuck on her head while putting it on, only to like the style so much, she chose to keep it that way for the rest of the evening. Kate added some more sparkle to the look with a pair of matching $11,375 Asprey diamond emerald earrings, which she is understood to have recycled from her own collection, in keeping with the theme of the sustainable event. Similarly, the princess turned to her own closet when it came to her shoes, a pair of dazzling John Vito Rossi heels. Having encouraged guests at the Earthshot Gala to wear vintage, reused, or second-hand clothing in order to fit the event's sustainable theme, Kate set a shining example by sporting the designer shoes, which she has worn on a few occasions in the past, including at a reception in the Bahamas during the Wales's Caribbean tour in March of this year. She had her long brunette locks styled in her signature loose waves, however she pulled her hair back behind her ears in order to let the off-the-shoulder design, and her dazzling jewels, to really shine. This evening's event marks the second time that Kate has chosen to wear jewelry belonging to Diana. Upon her and William's arrival in the US on Wednesday, the princess sported some diamond and sapphire earrings that her late mother-in-law once owned. Meanwhile, William put on a dapper display in a black tuxedo, keeping things classic with a dark navy velvet jacket and a black bow tie, while also sporting an Omega watch. The Prince and Princess of Wales were given a Hollywood-style welcome as they arrived at the event, with cheering crowds offering up cries of support as they exited their hybrid Range Rover, a vehicle that was specially chosen to fit the eco-friendly focus of their trip. Kate and Wills made their way down the green carpet, pausing a few times to speak to other guests, before making their way into the venue, where they were greeted with a standing ovation from the other attendees. Once inside, they were joined by Earthshot Council members, John Kerry, Ms. Naomi Yamazaki, Hindu Ibrahim and Indra Nui, as well as the program's CEO Hannah Jones. The ceremony kicked off with a reference to the colonists who came to Boston 400 years ago and settled on Indigenous lands, a similar theme that was raised at the Earthshot launch on Wednesday. When Reverend Mariama White-Hammond urged attendees to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism. At the Earthshot Prize Gala tonight, it was Elizabeth Solomon, a member of the Massachusetts tribe at Ponkapoag, who brought to light Indigenous interests during her opening speech. "We are gathered today in native space and on the traditional lands of the Massachusetts tribe," she began. "Please treat our lands and waters as precious, because they are. 10,000 years ago Boston Harbor was dry land and we were here. 1,000 years ago, much of what is now known as the city of Boston was not land but water and we were here. 400 years ago, colonists came to occupy our land and we were here." The show continued with a performance by singing sister duo Chloe x Halle, the latter of whom is set to star in the upcoming live-action Disney remake of The Little Mermaid. The siblings performed Nina Simone's Feeling Good in front of the star-studded crowd, which included the likes of Annie Lennox, David Beckham, Shailene Woodley, and Rami Malek. William then took to the stage to make his own speech, in which he thanked the people of Boston for giving the Earthshot Prize such a warm welcome, before going on to pay tribute to John F. Kennedy, whose daughter Caroline and grandson Jack Schlossberg were in attendance. "We at the Earthshot Prize are all so grateful for the welcome we have received this evening here in Boston over the last few days," the prince began. "When I founded this prize in 2020, it was with the ambition to harness the same spirit of ingenuity that inspired President John F. Kennedy to challenge the American people to put a person on the moon within a decade. So, it has been an honor to share the stories of our Earthshot winners and finalists from the heart of his hometown." The royal went on to urge the attendees to take inspiration from the winners and finalists profiled during the event in order to find their own ways to address climate change. "I believe that the Earthshot solutions you have seen this evening prove we can overcome our planet's greatest challenges," he said. "And by supporting and scaling them we can change our future." Alongside tonight's winners and finalists, and those to be discovered over the years to come, it's my hope the Earthshot legacy will continue to grow, helping our communities and our planet to thrive. Ending the evening with a note of optimism, the prince concluded, "In the same way the space effort 6 decades ago created jobs, boosted economies, and provided hope, so too can the solutions born of tonight's Earthshot Prize winners. The decisions we make now will affect generations to come, which is why we must choose the path of hope, optimism, and urgency to repair our planet." 5 winners were announced at the evening ceremony, one for each of the categories on offer at the event: clean our air, protect and restore nature, revive our oceans, build a waste-free world, and fix our climate. Each of the 5 winners was given a $1.2 million, £1 million. In the waste-free category, a finalist from the UK was chosen as the winner, Nopla Hard Material, a startup run by Pierre Paslier and Rodrigo Garcia Gonzalez in London. The makes packaging from seaweed and plants as an alternative to single-use plastic, and has already produced more than 1 million biodegradable takeaway food boxes for the firm Just Eat. The air winner was Kenya-based startup Mukuro Clean Stoves, which provides cleaner burning stoves to women in the country to reduce unhealthy indoor pollution, while the ocean winner was an Australian initiative called Indigenous Women of the Great Barrier Reef. India's KEEPUP, which works with local smallholder farmers to reduce costs, increase yields, and protect livelihoods, was selected as the winner for nature, while 44.01, from Oman, topped the climate category with its unique technology that turns CO2 into rock. Several of the event's A-list guests were seen arriving at the venue ahead of the prince and princess, including Shailene, Ellie Goulding, Halle and Chloe Bailey, Rami, and Schitt's Creek star Catherine O'Hara. The evening was also given some political cash in the form of former presidential candidate and Utah Senator Mitt Romney, who arrived at the gala event with his wife, whose arrival at the MGM Music Hall came just an hour after Prince William met with President Joe Biden. Malek, 41, who presented one of the awards, said he had been inspired to support Earthshot after meeting William at the premiere of Bond movie No Time to Die in September last year. "I applaud him, Prince William, and everyone who can come together to find innovative solutions to help resolve this global crisis, because it can be resolved when we all put our minds together," he said. Malek also revealed how he first got involved in the Earthshot initiative, after William asked him to support the program at the Bond premiere at the Royal Albert Hall, and adding that he was particularly motivated to get on board after hearing that the prize was inspired by late President John F. Kennedy's Moonshot Challenge. "We first broached the subject at the Bond premiere," the actor continued. "I was just so impressed with the spirit he put forward. And speaking with Sir David Attenborough and William's affinity to the moonshot and what President Kennedy did. I grew up being very inspired by President Kennedy, so we had a discussion about that. There were, of course, some great quotes that came from that man. The one that stuck with me was, 'Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.'" The actor said he and William chatted again a few weeks ago when they had a long discussion about climate change. Malek said, "The event means the world to me. It means the world to all of us. It's the greatest crisis of our lifetime. I appreciate what Prince William's doing. In the next 10 years, I think the impact will be staggering. We can really affect change in the greatest way with these innovators who are being awarded this evening. It could easily be thought of as something that's pessimistic, gloom and doom, and Earthshot's taken away to flip it on its head and say, let's inspire people to come up with the greatest solutions we can to save this planet. This is the greatest crisis we will ever live with, and hopefully we can find a way to beat it." Malek also expressed admiration for the way in which William and Kate encouraged all attendees at the event to wear reused outfits, noting that he felt it was just one of many indications that the Earthshot Prize Gala had been well considered. "The sustainability theme makes you think about everything we're doing," she said. "We're all reusing our outfits in our line of work. I appreciate that. It's been extremely well considered and well thought of, and hopefully influences the way we continue through our day-to-day." He added, "It sounds like a cliché, but it is the only time we're going to have to make this possible." Guests were all asked to wear environmentally conscious clothing as well as limiting their travel and offsetting their carbon emissions. Radio 1 presenter Clara Amfo wore a long black dress by environmental campaigner and designer Vivienne Westwood, whom she praised on the green carpet, saying, "She has been very, very vocal about protecting the planet over the years." Sisters Chloe and Halle also praised William and Kate for their support for green causes, with Chloe saying, "We're just so pleased this is about the environment." All of the attendees were met with rising excitement from the crowds of people gathered outside the event, some of whom brandished welcome signs for William and Kate, another indication of the couple's enduring popularity in the U.S., even amid ongoing royal controversy. Certainly, William and Kate need this evening's event to go off without a hitch. While much pressure was already being placed on the gala, that weight increased tenfold in the wake of the controversies that have overshadowed the couple's U.S. tour. Before the couple had even touched down in the U.S., a furious race row had erupted in the UK after the prince's own godmother, Lady Susan Hussey, was accused of making racist comments to black domestic abuse campaigner Ngozi Fulani at a Buckingham Palace event. Then on Thursday, the first full day of their tour, Prince Harry and Meghan dropped a trailer for the bombshell Netflix documentary, which hinted at fresh attacks on the monarchy, and was described by insiders as a declaration of war on the Waleses and the royal family. While the Prince and Princess of Wales have not faltered in their engagements thus far, remaining cool, calm and collected, at least on the surface, behind the scenes, the monarchy is grappling with two large scandals, both of which have unfolded during the couple's first U.S. trip in 8 years. On Tuesday night, hours before William and Kate touched down at Boston Logan International Airport, the prince's own godmother, Lady Susan Hussey, sparked a furious race row when she was accused of making racist comments to black domestic abuse campaigner Ngozi Fulani at a Buckingham Palace event. As William and Kate were mid-flight, their Kensington Palace spokesperson issued a statement condemning the unacceptable comments made by Lady Hussey, who resigned from her role in the royal household. However, the controversy has already cast a bleak shadow over what was meant to be a Super Bowl moment for the prince. Then, on Wednesday morning, the first full day of engagements for the pair, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, dropped the trailer for their bombshell Netflix documentary in a move that has been described as a declaration of war by palace insiders. The teaser trailer dispelled any hopes that the Sussexes are willing to work towards a ceasefire in their acrimonious battle with the royal family. As well as including dozens of supposedly private pictures from their family album, the footage includes a voiceover from Harry saying gravely, "No one sees what's happening behind closed doors," over a black and white picture of his wife on an armchair, apparently crying. The film then immediately cuts away to a shot focusing on a pinched-looking William and Kate at the 2019 Commonwealth Service in London, with the Sussexes sitting meekly behind them. The message, say royal sources, is unmistakable. "I don't see how anyone could view it as anything other than a declaration of war," said one. However, William and Kate have pushed on with their tour through it all, seemingly remaining steadfastly cool and calm, and all the while with wide smiles on their faces whenever they have been in front of the cameras. Yesterday afternoon, their composure was put to the test once again when they came face to face with an African-American reverend who gave a lecture about the legacy of colonialism at their Earthshot launch on Wednesday, just hours after news of the Buckingham Palace race row emerged. The Prince and Princess of Wales came together with Reverend Mariama White-Hammond for their third official engagement on Thursday, which saw them visiting Boston Harbor defenses, despite the biting cold, to learn about the impact of rising sea levels on the city's shoreline. If the couple felt any awkwardness at being reunited with Reverend White-Hammond, who urged the crowds at their Earthshot Prize launch on Wednesday to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism as the prince and princess watched on from the wings, they did not allow it to show on their faces. Although insiders insisted that Kate and William were determined not to get sidetracked from their mission to launch the Prince's Earthshot Prize Awards in the U.S., the issues of race and equality were quickly brought to the forefront of the event by Reverend White-Hammond's speech. Just minutes before William and Kate took to the podium at the launch event, the Reverend, who serves as the city's Chief of Environment, Energy, and Open Space, gave a strong speech in which she told the crowd to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism, particularly when it comes to their impact on climate change. She continued, "The ways it has impacted people across the world and its deep connection to the degradation of land and our planet that we are all seeking to reverse. The stories lost, the species made extinct, but also the persistence of people in the face of oppression and the fundamental dignity of all of our relations." Although no mention was made about Lady Susan, who was accused of making racist comments to black domestic abuse campaigner Ngozi Fulani at a Buckingham Palace event on Tuesday night, few could fail to connect the controversy with Reverend White-Hammond's remarks. vegan makeup, burlap decor, and recycled outfits for the royal hosts, inside Prince William and Kate's very eco-friendly plans for glitzy Earthshot Prize Gala, as they share behind-the-scenes glimpse at their prep for the star-studded event. By Rebecca English, royal editor in Boston for Mail Online, and Charlie Langston for DAILYMAIL.com. It has been hailed as Prince William's Super Bowl moment, and the royal seems determined to ensure that his glitzy, eco-friendly Earthshot Prize Gala is nothing short of a triumphant touchdown. On the surface, the star-studded event has all the trappings of a glamorous Hollywood awards show, from its very well-publicized build-up to its list of celebrity guests, which includes the likes of Billie Eilish, Annie Lennox, and Rami Malek. But while William and Kate are no doubt hoping that the A-list crowd will help to draw positive attention to their event, which is taking place under the shadow of Buckingham Palace's Race Row, and in the wake of Prince Harry and Meghan's bombshell Netflix trailer drop, they are also very eager to ensure that not a single foot is put out of line as far as the gala's eco-friendly theme is concerned. To that end, the couple, who today amplified the hype surrounding the event by releasing a series of artsy black and white images of themselves preparing for it, has implemented a host of very green measures for the evening soiree. From wearing recycled outfits on the red carpet to using burlap decor and a reused green carpet. In short, the Earthshot Prize and its accompanying TV broadcast are intended to be one of the greenest televised events in history. Even before the guests arrive at the gala, they will have been given a very green dose of eco-friendly advice and rules to follow, with attendees encouraged to consider their clothing for the occasion and opt for ensembles that can be reused, or have already been purchased second-hand. Travel plans for guests have also been given environmental updates. All transportation being used with Boston is electric or hybrid, and any unavoidable flights that were taken have been recorded and the CO2e impacts were calculated and balanced. Even William and Kate jetted into the US on a commercial British Airways flight, no doubt hoping to avoid the controversy that has plagued the Sussexes over their repeated use of private jets, despite the couple professing themselves to be environmentalists. Then, upon their arrival at the event, guests will be treated to a host of ecologically minded measures, from the plant-focused decor to the vegan and vegetarian-only catering options. Instead of a red carpet for the stars to walk down, last year's green carpet is being reused, and it will be recycled afterwards. The entryway and the event itself will feature over 3 acres of plants, including New England-grown evergreen and deciduous trees, all native and grown locally, explained Earthshot's new CEO Hannah Jones, formerly Nike's first chief sustainability officer. All the flowers are also grown locally within a 100-mile radius of the MGM Music Hall in Boston. Most are root ball plants, wrapped in burlap, to stay as green as possible, and will be donated to local community-based organization after the show. BBC Studios, who are staging the event and won a BAFTA for last year's show, have flown over just 10 members of staff out of a crew of 150, hiring local firms instead. No gaslighting will be used, with all fixtures being LED battery operated and charged locally in Massachusetts. The Stars Hotel is walking distance from the venue, and everyone is being encouraged to either use the tram or take a fleet of electrically powered and hybrid taxis. Even the makeup being used is largely vegan and certified cruelty-free, while the food being served to stars and crew is plant-based, and there is a ban on single-use plastics. Ms. Jones said, "We are an environmental organization and will assiduously strive to think about our own environmental impact with everything we do. We are encouraging everyone that is coming to the awards to take the lowest carbon impact option possible. What isn't will be offset." Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.